I'm really passionate about making money. And not just me making money, but you making money, everybody making money. Money is such a key part to life happiness and satisfaction that how could you not be passionate about it, right? And that's, of course, what you'd expect an evil scalper to say. But I'm here to tell you that there is money in the magic cards. There's money in the magic cards. And so you can love magic. You can love playing it. You can love collecting it. I do too. I love playing Commander. I love collecting, where I have a binder of Assassin's Creed and I plan on collecting other stuff too. But there's money in the magic cards. And so we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about it while I share with you some of the money that I am finding, that I'm making in the magic cards. This is a collection I bought today, picked it up. It was a cool $1,700 for a $2,400 collection. So for those of you who are good at math, that is a 70%, roughly 70% purchase. And I am stoked. I am stoked to buy this at 70% and to sell it at market price. I've listed already these cards, these top loaded ones on TCG Player, and lots of cool stuff. Usually I like the kitchen table rule where every time you buy a collection, you keep a card out of it. This was the card I was going to keep until I saw its price, until I saw that it's like a $60 card. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I would rather have $60 than an Esper Sentinel personally. It's also like, yeah, I don't know, risk for reprint ? Yeah, some really powerful, cool stuff. The Dispenser kitten spiked recently. Pretty cool. Let's talk about how I got this collection. So I am active on Facebook Marketplace. I am part of Facebook groups that are people in my area that play Magic and that sell Magic and that buy Magic. And I'm active in these groups. I have sold on Facebook Marketplace and I have bought things on Facebook Marketplace. And it is, I got lucky enough to meet somebody who goes through a lot of Magic cards, and they were lucky enough to meet me where I have cash, and I'm happy to trade that cash for the cards at 70%. And so it's a good deal. And, you know, to this guy's credit, he does the hustle. Like, he lists his cards on these different groups and places and will say like, hey, for, 80%, I'll sell this whole collection. And then if nobody bites, he reaches out to me. And I'm happy to be his, backup plan. And usually I am the backup plan, because the thing is that nobody wants to buy, every single one of these cards. Wow. See, okay, now since I didn't take a card from before, now I've got to like keep an eye out on these, on what card I want to keep for my own collection. Oh, Angel's Grace. That's pretty cool. Seriously. Ooh. I can't just hoo and ha at these cards this whole time, even though there are Harmonic Prodigy. I just bought one a few weeks ago. That's the downside to buying collections is that you open up or you buy a collection and it has the cards that you bought before at full price. When I bought all these cards at 70%. Like, if there were any of these cards I wanted for my personal collection, I really should. If I'm planning on buying them, I should keep them, because I got these cards at a solid discount from what you could buy on TCG Player. Pretty cool. Murktide Regent, a lot of Modern Horizons too. Anyways, what was I saying? So be active in your Facebook, be active in your community, and who knows what kind of opportunities can come. And the Surge Foil. Surge Foil Soul Ring from TMNT. Nice. There's the Surge. Now you can see it. And who knows, I actually got my butt kicked in Commander just tonight by this card. Every time your opponent searches library, you gain a life draw card. Buddy of mine drew so many cards, gained so much life. So yeah, right. Back to making money. It is critical to kind of put yourself out there, right? Like, if you want to play this game, if you want to buy collections low, sell high, and kind of do everything you can to grow your collection, grow the capital that you have access to, which is a fancy way of saying money. Make more money. You got to put yourself out there. You got to try new things. I've tried a lot of things. I've tried buying different things. I've tried selling different things. I've made mistakes. See my previous video about how many scams I've fallen for. And it's all a process. It's all learning, you know. By the way, shout out to my viewers. Like, I literally invited everyone to make fun of me in the comment section, and nobody did. Everybody was really nice about it and chill and like, yeah, you know, we all make mistakes, which is true. We do all make mistakes, and it is refreshing to meet such understanding people on YouTube. Pretty cool. Yeah, so, and of course, Facebook is not the only place where you can buy stuff, right? You can buy stuff all kinds of places. You can buy stuff on eBay and on TCG Player. And I mean, there's opportunities. I mean, Rob with RNG Games talks about how there are cards that sell for significantly more on eBay than they do on TCG Player, and how you can just buy cards on TCG Player and sell them on eBay and potentially make money. Now, part of that is that you list a lot of cards. The eBay game is about volume, is about listing so many cards. So, you know, if you're going to get into the eBay game, be ready, right, to list and to do everything you can to grow your inventory, because that's the name of the game. Ooh, Chroma's Will. So many cool cards here. Listing these is going to be, you know, that's the other thing too, is that, like, it's work, right? Like, you know, this Sylvan Anthem is probably like $1 card, and it's going to be work to list every single one of these cards. I've got a nice, one of those, I don't even know what they're called. I got mine over there that's like a little plastic thing that you can put the cards in, that helps you scan. I've got one of those, and that's going to be a big help. Oh, counter target blue spell. That is so legit. Oh my gosh. And so that's going to help. You know, I've got the tools, I got the processes, but it is a lot of work, right? To list these cards, to ship them. You know, this collection, I think it has, yeah, it's got to have like around 500 cards in it. And so, you know, some of the cards are 60, 70, 80 bucks, but a lot of these cards are $1 or $2 cards, which I don't mind. I don't mind the grind of selling these, you know, $1, $2 cards. It's, there's a lot of money. Man, this looks so fake to me. I think it's real. I think it's just extended art, but, I am going to pull it to the side just to like be super safe. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. What a treat. Got all these, Kamigawa Neon Dynasty cards now. The Reality Chip. This is a card that I might want actually inside of, my Reto no Katan deck. Really cool stuff. Yeah. Yep. So it's work. You got to be down for it. You know, I don't suggest, there's kind of this, there's this funny thing that happens, right? Where people, like, I've got a buddy. All right, story time. I got a buddy of mine, and he was like, I am set on becoming a tattoo artist. And it was like, okay, sure. He goes out and buys tens of thousands of dollars of equipment. Like, you can practice being a tattoo artist, like practice tattooing on like an orange. Like, you do not need synthetic, the highest quality skin when you're just starting out. But this guy was buying, you know, all of the nicest like stuff, you know, for just learning how to be a tattoo artist. Had not tattooed a single person, but was spending all this money to get all of this equipment. And I've seen this. This guy's not the only guy I've seen do this. I've seen people do this with guitar, right? They're like, I'm going to learn guitar. What should I start with? How about a brand new Gibson Les Paul? You know, and it's just like a nice guitar brand, where you can get like an Epiphone or just like basically the same guitar, just not as expensive. But no, you get started with the most expensive, not the most expensive, but like one of the most expensive guitars out there. And that's what this guy was doing with his tattoo thing. And he justified it, right? Because he was going to make money. It's like, oh, it's fine that I'm spending 20 grand on all this equipment and the nice stuff because I'm going to be a great tattoo artist and I'm going to make a ton of money. And so this is all just like a business expense and it's not a big deal because, I'm going to make many times over what this is costing me right now. And then you already know how this story goes, right? I don't think he made a single penny tattooing people. Because the thing is like, oh, that's sick. This might be this Toff obscuring haze. This might be what I keep. I just think that's sick. The art. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to pull that to the side. So yeah, I mean, he just never ended up tattooing anybody because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get your skills up to the point where people will trust you to tattoo them. And then like, why would they choose you? There's like so many people out there that tattoo. There's so many more experienced, whatever artists, people. Why would they choose you? And so anyways, this guy, like when push came to shove, did not do it, did not become a tattoo artist. And all that money that he spent was just lost. It was just like, just lost, just wasted, really. And anyways, people can justify spending a lot of money because they think they're going to make a lot of money, right? I see this. I mean, the fact that on YouTube, companies like, I'm trying to remember, like Shopify will pay Mr. Beast or other people hundreds of thousands of dollars for a bunch of ads for content and try to sell the dream to people of like, oh, you can open a store. You can open a store and you will, make tons of money from selling your stuff at your store. And that is, a cool sell. It's a cool dream. And yeah, everybody does want to have like a side hustle where you have your own Shopify store and you sell whatever products and make money. But just the fact that a company like Shopify can advertise to randos and that's how they can get their customers, it's like not everybody's going to make a successful business. Like it's just not for everybody. And anyways, you kind of get the point where it's like, what is going on? Why, how are these companies able to advertise to randos and be so successful is my point. And the answer is because it's really easy to sell the dream. It's really easy to sell people like, hey, you're going to become a billionaire, whatever, you should give me your money. Now, I'm not taking your money, but I am here to tell you that not that you're going to become a billionaire, but that there is serious opportunity selling magic cards, but it's a lot of work. And a lot of people start getting into it and realize it's not for them. And so all of this is just a word of precaution that you should not dive in. Like if you haven't sold a single card, you should not go out and spend 10 grand on inventory, right? You should start slow and see where it goes. Ooh, silence is cool too. Start slow and see where it goes. How would I start slow? Honestly, the commander decks, buying sealed commander decks, knowing that they have a positive expected value. I have code that I use and that I'm happy to share. I've shared in past videos. But there's other tools out there to get expected value of sealed products. And that is what I would do. So, okay, back to full screen me. This is a cool collection. I think I am going to keep this Obscuring Haze. It's not a strong card. In fact, I'm going to look it up. How much does Obscuring Haze go for? The top version is a $10 card. Yeah, cool. Okay, so back to full screen me. So what's the point? The point is that I kind of lost my train of thought, which is too bad. I think that there's a lot of money to be made. Oh yeah, right. How to do it. If I was starting from scratch, how do you do it? So what I did when I got started is I had a tool that could tell me that at the time, Murders by Carla Mana commander deck sets had inverted expected value. I bought 5 of those a week, opened up the 20 decks that I got, 5 times 4, 20 decks. opened those up, alphabetized them for singles, listed them on TCG Player, and sold the sealed collector sample packs in bundles to people on a Discord that I was part of. It was the same Discord that I got access to products at close to distribution level cost. Really cool programs out there. There's lots of really great Patreon, whatever programs. I should make a video about it sometime. But anyways, when I say I started there, I didn't actually start there. That's what I did once I was up and running. When I started with my own collection. You have a bunch of cards. You have a binder that's your trade binder, but you're not actually going to trade all those. Or if you do trade all those, I mean, are you going to play with all the cards that you trade for? I don't know. You have cards you're just not going to play with. And those are the cards you want to list. If you haven't made a TCG Player account, you should make one. You should make a TCG Player account and list cards that range from kind of like $1 to $10 and list those as the lowest priced one out there so that you can get your sales, because you need to get those first 50, 100 sales, whatever, to go up from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Once you're at level 4, then you can list things in mass. You can list as much stuff as you want, and it's easy to use the scanner to scan stuff and list it. And that's when you can really dive into the commander decks or open up sealed boxes. You can get, Modern Horizons 3 right now for a great price on eBay from some company. I can't remember. Let me look that up. And yeah, here we are. Who are you? Flipside Gaming, $215, Modern Horizons 3. Oh, and if you buy a case, you can buy a whole case for even less. They give you like a $30 discount. Anyways, right now, as of today, and this could change, but you can open these up and get inverted expected value, and you can make money selling Modern Horizons 3, opening up those packs, selling what the contents are inside. Now, that's kind of what you want to do when you're a level 4 seller. You want to look for opportunities like that, buy the stuff, take advantage of it, and sell. And you're going to spend a lot of time packing envelopes and a lot of time shipping stuff out. It's going to take a lot of stamps. There's a lot of equipment that you need. You can see inside my description a bunch of the equipment I use for shipping and selling cards. On the side, I do is, of course, buying these collections, which is great. I mean, the money you'd make, it'd be hard to make as much money. You'd have to put in a lot more work to make the money out of Modern Horizons 3 sealed boxes, as I'm going to make shipping way fewer cards with this collection I bought. It's like I bought it for $1,700. The market price is $2,400. Even after shipping and fees, I'm going to net, at least $240, but hopefully closer to $300-$400 in like profit, take home profit. Where if you bought, $1,700 worth of Modern Horizons 3, you rip it open, sell it after shipping and fees. It's just a lot more cards. And yes, you'll probably net at least that $200, $240, and maybe more, but it's a lot more cards. So anyways, buying collections is the dream. A lot less work for a lot more profit. That's often guaranteed, because that's the other thing too, is with sealed products like Modern Horizons 3, there's variance. You could open a really cool box. You could open a really crappy box. So you got to watch out. So that's some of the tips, right? That's some of the advice, but there's just money to be made. I net over 10 grand last year. Like I got to take home 10 grand. And so that's hundreds of dollars a week, which is crazy to think. And it, in large part, is because of these buying and selling cards and collections and flipping, opening up sealed booster boxes and commander decks. And there's a lot of things that I bought and I didn't flip for a profit. I net even, or I lost money. But there's a lot of things that I flipped that were great, that I, made great money on. And so lots of cool stuff. Anyways, it's late. Thanks for watching, y'all. Subscribe. Thank you. We'll see ya.